bringing Israel to the world. This is IBN News.
With News of Israel, I'm Susan Michaels. Israel reported this week that the U.S. is effectively lifting a ban on U.S. funding for Israeli scientific research projects conducted in the West Bank and Golan Heights, areas captured by Israel in the 1967 Six-Day War. Past scientific accords with the United States government specified that Israeli research projects receiving U.S. grants could not be carried out in these areas. The amended scientific cooperation agreement signed by U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman will expand scientific cooperation between Israel and the United States to Judea, Samaria, and the Golan Heights. There was no immediate Palestinian comment on the move. A second round of U.S.-mediated talks took place this week between Israel and Lebanon over their disputed sea border. Delegations from the longtime foes reconvened at a UN peacekeeper base to assess the possibility of reaching an agreement on demarcating the maritime border in a manner enabling the cultivation of natural resources in the area. Lebanon, faced with multiple crises, hopes to continue exploring for oil and gas in part of the Mediterranean, which is also claimed by Israel. The Iran-backed Hezbollah terror group has criticized the talks, calling them a moment of unprecedented political weakness for Lebanon. Professor Roni Gamzu, Israel's coronavirus czar, is concerned that the low number of people getting tested for the disease is hiding the actual infection rate. At a briefing on the pandemic, Gamzu said 800 verified new cases per day is not the true infection rate. The actual amount is several thousand. There is a hidden morbidity in Israel. Gamzu, working alongside his replacement, Nachman Ash, ahead of his departure next month, said his task force has estimated the daily infections using surveys of preschool teachers who returned to work 10 days ago and yeshiva students. And following the normalization of relations between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, the Golan Heights winery will begin selling its wine in Dubai this week. I'm Susan Michaels.
IBN, Israel Broadcast Network.